Hey everyone, King of All Crypto here. Haven't made a video in a while. I just been enjoying the ride because the rocket ship, piloted by Mr. Buterin, has taken off. And now you just hang on. If you're not aboard, you can try to climb aboard. I mean, we still haven't reached our terminal velocity yet. So, well, actually, that's what they say on the way down, right? So, I don't know. Is there terminal velocity on the way up? Anyway, so, I mean, it's happening. Ethereum, Binance, and PancakeSwap are my only crypto holdings now, 70, 20, 10, because Binance coin is the potential, Binance and their crypto Binance coin are the potential Ethereum killers, and their best killer app is PancakeSwap, which is the #1 DeFi protocol where you can swap your crypto based on their automated market maker, right? So they pass Uniswap in volume, and yet their market cap is still like 1/3 that of Uniswap. So they're still potentially relatively cheap, but I don't know if it's a great long-term investment because they give away this PancakeSwap token at a annual return rate of 75%. Now that's basically like a Ponzi scheme, right? Because they are paying you to buy their token. There's just something inherently wrong about that because they're printing this token out of thin air, right? So it's a huge kind of conflict of interest. But, I mean, they've done pretty well so far. They're gaining momentum. It's like they're just giving away free PancakeSwap on the hopes that they make it big. And right now they're making it big. So I think right now it's not a bad speculative play. But the vast majority of my holdings are in staked Ethereum. And I found the best place to stake your Ethereum. Right now it's KU coin or KuCoin. I don't know what it's called, but I know what it does. It makes you double your typical return on staked Ethereum. So instead of making 7%, which is the base rate, it keeps going down over time, you make an extra 8% because they give you POL token back, proof of liquidity coin, and that just tripled lately. So it used to be a bump of like 3%, which is still great. It's still the best return on your staked Ethereum. But now it's even better. So there's no need. I was thinking about putting some of my Ethereum and Binance coin on PancakeSwap to put them in a liquidity pool to make about 40% APY, but there's always the risk that something happens with PancakeSwap, right? Either the exchange gets hacked or just it's like it's fraud. Like it's probably not fraud, right? Because it's gotten big enough to where nobody involved would want to do anything like that, right? Because when times are good, nobody does a rug pull, right? For example, like a rug pull is where it's a scheme where, for example, they come out with a new ICO and after they collect the funds, they just they disappear. And sometimes they dry up the liquidity pool, right? So in DeFi, it would mean they withdraw all their tokens. They sell as many as they can and then withdraw them, and you can't even sell the crypto that you were stuck with. So that's a rug pull. So probably things like PancakeSwap are not that because they're already a top 30 crypto right now, but you have to watch out for things like that. That's why I just stick with these top 3, Ethereum, Binance coin, and PancakeSwap. And I mean, right now, you don't have to do really anything else. You just sit back, enjoy the ride, buy more if you can, but I'm not selling any until 10,000, right? It could happen this year, or next year, and I probably won't sell any until even higher than that, I wouldn't even consider selling until 10,000 because the question is, how much are you trying to make? Are you trying to make a little bit of money, like double your money, quadruple your money? That's nothing. You can make real money, life-changing money here, right? So think about all the people that bought last year and they bought an amount that a lot of people can afford. Suppose they bought just like 30 grand worth, their position would be worth over $1 million now, right? So there's a lot of people that have tens of millions in crypto, and you might not even know that they have this much crypto. They just seem like everyday people, right? So I mean, now it's happening. Just hold on. People that were in early, it's much easier to hold on because you're up by so much that it's just you're playing with the house's money, right? So as a poker player, I know the feeling, right? So I've won a poker tournament, party poker online tournament for it was a pretty big. It was a weekly tournament. It was like $200 buy-in tournament, but anyway, there's a lot of players, so the prize pool was decent. But I mean, in the last hour of the tournament, it was just like to the moon, right? I was unstoppable because I had that much momentum. Everybody else was not even trying to compete with me. That's what it's going to be like with Ethereum, right? Binance doesn't want to take Ethereum head on. Nobody does. So they're just going to get out of the way, right? Unless something goes wrong, like, for example, with the upgrade, with the Ethereum 2.0 upgrade. Well, then Binance has a chance. That's why you always have to have a backup, right? So I have Binance as a backup, or anything else that comes up with enormous momentum. So you don't even need to understand like any of the technology. As a pure momentum play, Ethereum is just unstoppable right now, right? It had an unstoppable 2020, and it's going to have an unstoppable 2021. It's just unstoppable, you know. Like it's already quadrupled this year. Think about that. Now, for most people, if you using the rule of 72, right? If you make 8% interest, right? Typically, it would take, you divide that by the rule of, you use the rule of 72, and you can figure out how many years it would take to double your money, right? So, I mean, so for people that wanted to quadruple their money in a conventional method, buying the S&P 500 or real estate, how many years would it take to quadruple your money, right? Well, you use the rule of 72, it would take a long time, right? It would take like about 30 years, right? So I haven't actually done that calculation. I couldn't do it fast enough. So I'm just guessing like 30 years. But anyway, so we just made that amount in 4 months. So when you're making it that fast, you don't sell. There's no reason to sell, you know, unless you have no choice. You have to pay the bills. That I can understand. But if you have the chance, do not sell. Enjoy the ride. We could go to 30 to 50,000. It's possible. That's where I would consider selling. That's when Warren Buffett owns Ethereum. That's when I'll sell. Right? Maybe we underestimate him. Maybe he's just going to turn around and buy next week. Well, then maybe it's time to sell. Right? Because he's always going to be behind the curve. He said that Bitcoin was a scam, which is funny because that's actually the best thing about Bitcoin compared to all the other crypto is we know it's not a scam because the original founder, even though he's anonymous, we can track large Bitcoin transactions, and we're pretty sure he's not spent a lot of those, and then we think he died. But anyway, it's not a scam because nobody got rich off of it, really. Buterin didn't get that rich. He just became a billionaire today, but he only has 1/3 of 1% of all the Ethereum out there. He's not greedy. He left money to be made for everybody else, unlike certain crypto like Ripple, where the founders just took boatloads of crypto and they all made like, I don't know, tens of billions? I don't know. It's ridiculous amounts. A lot more than Buterin for a smaller crypto anyway. So the point is, he's doing it for the idea because he believes in the principle, you know. Ethereum is open source, but in order for, that's why Binance just went and copied everything because it's open source. That's fine. Ethereum doesn't mind that because it grows all of crypto basically. You know, it's fine to have alternatives to Ethereum. So anyway, the reason Ethereum is GG is because, as we gamers say, good game. It's because people realize that they can't be stopped now. There's no competition, right? Like the pro traders are all in, and Wall Street is moving in. They're selling Bitcoin and buying Ethereum. Bitcoin has hardly moved. Okay, Bitcoin has hardly moved, and Ethereum just keeps going moon. So if Ethereum passes Bitcoin in total market cap, Bitcoin loses one of its main advantages. It's still the original, and it's also, you know, arguably the most secure, but basically one of its advantages was it's the biggest. So once Ethereum becomes the biggest, there's no looking back. Bitcoin's not going to catch up again, right? So we're getting close to that point. That might happen this year, you know. I expected it to happen next year, but that might happen this year. So that's why it's just sit back and enjoy the ride, because if Ethereum passes Bitcoin, we're talking about over 10,000. It could happen this year. So we're already way above my price forecast for this year because I thought this was going to happen next year. But the public is catching on faster than I thought. You know, they're catching on to EIP 1559. I thought that it would require the the merge to succeed, right? With sharding fully implemented and proof of stake, right? Sharding gives you 64 times the transaction capacity. That's the end. Nobody can compete with that. Because once Ethereum has 64 times the transaction capacity, well then there's no need for alternatives like Binance anymore. They'll just dry up. They can copy the sharding, but it'll be too late because everybody will have switched to Ethereum already. So that's why I like Ethereum. That's why I'm 70% Ethereum, 20% Binance Coin, 10% PancakeSwap, just as a speculative play. So that's it for this video. This might be my last video because I've said pretty much all there is to say at this point. Now it's just like sit back, you know? And in the words of not so famous Star Wars character, the king of all crypto has spoken.